Alright, another Fab Friday installment. So we are on part 2 of the Baja bug build. We have some radius bars that I already bent, right? So this is going to be upright. This is going to be the roof. So what I did when I was making the roof, I would run it in the ring roller and then I would check it and try to get something that was pretty close. And I think I got it. So you can kind of see the bar that I have set up there. And the hardest part with this, obviously you can get the arc easy. Not that easy, but with the ring roller, it's not too difficult. But the next more challenging piece is going to be coping the ends of this so it matches and blends with the existing pieces. So let's get the body off of here. So I have the tower fixture holding it in place. I sat there and kind of eyeballed it and aligned everything. So we're going to make sure that everything is as I want it. So this looks pretty good up here. So I think I'm going to tack this side first. And then after that's tacked, we'll throw the body back on there, remove the tower, and get everything adjusted. I'm trying to get this joint here as nice as I can. Probably going to hit this with a little bit of filler. I don't think we're just going to straight fusion weld this. But you can move things around just a tiny bit. That looks just like I want it. Okay, so I'm going to pause here, get the TIG set up, turn it back on, and then we'll do a little weld. So we got the 3/32 tungsten on here. We're running, I think it's 15 CFH on the gas and a number 7 cup with gas lens. And then 1/16 filler. Alright, so we got that piece tacked in. It may have moved a little bit just because of the heat. So there's a little bit of a gap here. So what I'm going to do is let this cool off and then set the body back on. And then hopefully I don't melt the windshield there. See how hot is that? Still hot, but yeah, it'll be fine. So we'll get that set up on there. That roof line looks like I want it, so all I'm going to do is just push that hood down, or push the roof down so it touches the wheel arch. But I'm going to do the other side first. So set the nest fixture in here. So remove the body, have the tower nest fixture set in here, and then we're able to get it aligned just as we want it, always using a reference to try to match this one. So it looks parallel as I want it to. We're going to get this side tacked, and then we're going to measure 3 spots. Where the weld is, about center, and then in the very back. Just to make sure everything's square, we don't have anything folded out or in or anything like that. Now that we have both of the roof bars tacked, I took the measurements. It is, I think 104 millimeters, 103 millimeters, 103 millimeters. So spreading out the back just a little bit is going to make it all the same throughout. So there's not going to be any weird warpage. To weld the back here, when we welded the front, heat, expansion and contraction of the metal, lifted it a tiny bit. I'm actually using the tower fixture to hold it down. Just have the nest on top pushing down the bar. So now we're going to tack that. That tacked in place. Now we can do the other side. Like I said, this was about 1 mil narrower in the center and the back than it was to the front, so I'm going to pull it out a little bit wide, but what that is going to do, and I'm just pulling it to align it in the center of this arch. So everything is going to be nice and square. Once again, I'm going to use the fixture to kind of grab it, hold it in place, pull it out, if you will. That. Water wires out of the way. And then I'm going to check the measurement again. I like to use millimeters because it's easier on the small stuff to do it in millimeters. There we go. Alright. Now we'll get this one tacked. We got our roof bars in. I did the windshield bar already and the dash bar. Those are pretty simple. These arcs were a little bit more complicated. So now we had the rear all tacked up, and then I kind of jumped ahead. I moved on to the front. For the front, what I did was I took a couple sets of the panhard / I-beam pivot box, and I actually ground it down at a 45 on each side, welded them together, and then I made a mount for the front shocks. So with the front shock mount, and I tied it in with a couple of bars, just with a little bend on them, just to get in the very center of the rig. So now I have the front shocks mounted, tacked them up. I think the next section we're gonna do probably be the rear bumper, just kind of get the rough layout for the rear bumper, and then remove the motor and trans, and then kind of fill it in. So we'll do a roof, top windshield bar, and then I don't know exactly how we're going to set it up here. We're going to have a couple of vertical bars in the same line as the door, right where the door is. So a couple bars here, and then maybe an X. I don't know, I haven't exactly decided on the top yet, but yep, that's where it's standing. Thanks for watching. We'll have another installment next week.